It is Bronze and Modern Gods. I'm John.
And I'm Richard.
Oh, look at you hacking your microphone like that. Boing. Hey, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods and on our website at bronzeandmoderngods.com. And Richard, if they like this video, what should they do?
They should like and subscribe.
Yeah, do that thing for
Yeah,
us.
it'd be nice. We appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
Exactly.
We want to reach as many people as possible.
Exactly. I usually say we have a jam-packed show today, but today I'm not lying. I mean it. We have a jam-packed show today. We have a quick recap of Comic-Con Revolution that happened last weekend, our underrated books of the week, our main topic, our Justice League Dream Teams with not one, but two special guests, and of course, our hot book of the week. Richard, what is it?
But before we get to the hot book of the week, let's talk about your giant-sized man thing.
Oh, do you like my giant-sized man thing?
It's quite impressive, John.
I'm glad you noticed it.
It's just like right there for everybody to see.
For those of you who are watching or not watching on YouTube, I got this incredible shirt that has the cover to Giant Sized Man Thing #1. So I can tell people I have my Giant Sized Man Thing out. And I got it from Interstellar Comics in Palm Springs. Shout out to Steven and the crew there for having this fantastic shirt. I saw it. I had to have it. I got it. So thank you for that. So what is our hot book of the week?
Well, for the hot book this week, I picked Superman '1.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think you probably have.
Yes.
It's sold at auction with an asterisk for $2.6 million.
Wow.
Which is a huge amount for a funny book. According to the backstory in this book, it was bought brand new in 1939. A gentleman named Mark Michelson bought it in 1979 from the original owner for around $1,000 to $2,000. He doesn't really remember. Can you imagine that?
I forgot how much I paid for it.
Yeah, isn't that amazing to have that kind of... He said he bought it because he wanted the book, not as an investment. So he turned around at a Heritage auction, listed the book. Apparently it was a purchase by an anonymous buyer. $2.6 million is not the record for this book, but it's an amazing amount of money to pay for a raw comic.
Wow. Not a bad return on your $1,000 to $2,000 investment to have $2.6 million. After Heritage takes their cut, he's probably going to get a dollar.
Yeah. This follows up. We had a record-breaking sale also this week for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 for $245,000 for a 9.8.
$250,000 for a Turtles book.
$250,000 for a Turtles book. Of course, it's first print. That's just amazing. That shows that there is value in this market, even when we're having a correction, which is what's going on right now.
Wow.
And apparently, there was an Action Comics #1 that sold for a $4 million price to a undisclosed buyer. This is a private sale, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. There's no official record of this sale. If this is actually the value, what was paid for this book, it would be a record breaker.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you're saying we're in a price correction mode right now. I agree. You wouldn't have known it going to Comic-Con Revolution this weekend.
Really?
Well, for those of you who don't know, Comic-Con Revolution took place this past weekend in Ontario, California, here in Southern California. I went. There were a lot of dealers, including our friends L Beans Comics and Red Hood Comics was there. Very crowded, well organized. It took us maybe 2 minutes to get in, and we got there at prime time Saturday morning. Quick COVID check, quick badge issuance. It was nothing compared to San Diego in terms of getting in. Prices were, let's just say, aggressive. I've never seen someone selling a copy of Warlock Chronicles #1 for $30 and getting it. I don't know why that was happening, but I witnessed it myself. I saw lots of people looking for, strangely enough, Blue Beetle #1, which was the first appearance of the Silver Age Blue Beetle from the 60s, along with the first appearance of the Question. Seemed to be a very popular book, I guess because of the movie announcement, but it's not going to be that Blue Beetle, so I'm not sure. Chris Claremont was there signing books. As you can see from the footage here, there was no way I was going to get close enough to him to get a quick interview. I tried, folks, but I'm not going to be that guy that stops the line to ask him questions while everybody's waiting to have their book signed. People they'll throw rocks and garbage at me. That happened.
Yeah. Don't get me started with Chris Claremont and waiting in line.
Yeah, exactly. You had that same experience. I didn't buy a lot. I have to be fair to Comic-Con Revolution, though. I think they were a victim of scheduling. They were the third major convention in almost as many weeks. We had San Diego on Thanksgiving weekend. We had LA Comic-Con last weekend, and here we are with another big Comic-Con in Southern California, like almost 3 in a row. If I had just gone to this convention, I would have been a lot more impressed. Like, wow, this was great. Conventions are back. But, coming on the heels of 2 other big cons, it was like, okay, it was nice. It wasn't bad. But there you go.
A lot of people buying raws, or were the people focusing on slabs? What was the?
All people were buying. I didn't see any slabs moving. But like I said, everybody priced their books at 2021, summer of 2021 prices, and they didn't bother to reprice them or change them.
Okay.
The common refrain I kept hearing when I was looking at books or asking about books was, I'm taking offers. Okay, but you've got it priced so high, I don't even want to attempt an offer. Not picking on anyone in particular. It was kind of a little across the board that, if there's a correction, you might have to pull the books off the wall and do some repricing. But we'll see. Maybe after Christmas things will go again.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be the trend. We have very cyclical markets, and it's during certain times of the year.
Yeah.
Our Christmas time is an example when people are spending their money on other things, Christmas presents.
Yep.
The disposable income for comics goes down, but then we get into spring and that income comes back. So I'm hoping for that.
There was one really nice, cool booth there that I made sure we got footage of because you will appreciate this. It was Comics and Kittens, and they were an organization that sells comics to pay for kitten rescue.
Oh.
They had 2 adorable brothers up for adoption there at the booth, and here they are chilling out around the crowd, and we thought that was really special, so we wanted to give them a shout out.
Definitely give them a shout out.
We definitely love rescuing cats, the 2 of us, so I figured you'd appreciate that as well. All right, time for our main topic, our Justice League of America Dream Teams. All right, joining us to debate all things JLA are a couple of people. One of them. You're going to meet one of them for the first time. The one is who I like to refer to as our number 1 DC Comics fan and correspondent. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. It's Evan. Hi, Evan.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you? Everything good there next to Richard?
Everything's excellent. It's excellent.
All right. Also joining us is a comics industry veteran you may have never heard of. Evan has, but you certainly know his work. The Sandman adaptations from Audible, the hit Batman webtoon. If you've not checked out webtoons, do so immediately. And a lot more over the course of his staggering 30-year career at DC Comics. Everyone, please welcome Sandy Resnick.
Hello.
Hey,
Sandy, tell everybody about your shirt real quick.
The shirt. Well, having dinner with Elijo Del Santo, and he signed it. And I've never had dinner with anyone who got interrupted more times to have people take a picture with him or sign an autograph. He was gracious, wonderful. And I actually caught him switching his mask during dinner.
Oh,
it was really very cool.
You have not had dinner with me yet, so.
No.
There are many wardrobe changes.
Exactly. In fact, I'm just wearing this in honor of everyone here today, my giant size man thing shirt. All right, here's how this is going to work. We're going to talk our dream Justice League teams. We're going to go around and name one each. And if you already have this one on your list, for example, if Richard says Superman and you also have Superman, feel free to jump in and say why Superman should be on your dream team as well. All right, Richard, you start us off. I think I predicted what you're going to say.
Yeah, you're reading the show notes out loud. That's not fair. Okay.
Go ahead.
to me, I'm going OG canon this time. Last time when we did Avengers, that was a little bit more modern and off the cuff. This is going to be pretty much a predictable list in terms of JLA members. First of all, the muscle, Superman. Superman is part of the Holy Trinity. You got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and I cannot see a JLA without those three members. So the first one I'm picking is Superman.
Justice League Detroit. Evan, did you say Superman too?
I did say Superman. You got to say Superman. He's the heart of the team, the muscle, but also the heart. So, yeah, you can't have a Justice League without Superman.
Nope.
Sandy is shaking his head. What do you have to say, my friend?
I have to say that the heart of the Justice League is Martian Manhunt.
Yeah.
Oh,
John Johns is the heart of the league. I'm not arguing against Superman, but the rules for today were 5 only.
Right.
Which means once you put the Trinity in, why bother?
right.
Yep.
Interesting. I thought you were going to say the heart of the Justice League was Nort. All right, Richard. Thank you. Evan, who is your first pick?
So I did not go John. I am going Ms. Martian.
Ooh.
Because I think John has been in a lot. I think she has a more compelling backstory. And I think, add another woman to the team that way. But my Justice League is the Justice League that can beat Darkseid's butt. And so you got to have the strength and the brains and the Jon Johns thing. You got to have that, or Jon Johns, excuse me. But I think Miss Martian would put a nice twist on something that's already been established for a really long time.
Richard, have you heard of Miss Martian?
I have not. To
Me
be
neither. So you two are going to help us out here. Who's
So-
Miss Martian?
Miss Martian, she came on the scene as a female Martian manhunter, but she is a white Martian.
Who named her?
Parading as so she was a member of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
So, and DC's penchant for lads and lasses and, and all that.
I'm on board. Okay. I needed a ramp up there. All right. Cool. All right, Sandy, you're up.
Well, I'm going to go. Look, if you're not going to have the Trinity, which was my premise was no Trinity, even though the classic should have Trinity.
Uh-oh.
I went with you.
But here's the thing. If you're only going to have 5, you can't have Trinity. The 7, Magnificent 7, absolutely.
Right.
So in looking for a Wonder Woman replacement, I went Big Barda.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
not the played for last Justice League International, which was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But because she's tactical, powerful, great backstory, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd be
Excellent.
down for Barda.
Yeah, talk about that's a heavy hitter, definitely.
Barda, no scot-free. Is she scot-free?
Well, so if you want to get into that, as we're going through this, I came up with a completely different premise for a team. We should do the couples team sometime.
Ooh, that's good. All right.
Scott and Barda, Arthur and Mira, Ollie and Dinah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of fun.
I have a couple on my team.
Is that the couples therapy league?
Yeah.
I'll start mine with my couple. I have a couple. Cheating. Blue and gold. Speaking of the Bwahaha JLA, I guess it's probably because it's the era I read the most regularly, that Keith Giffen, JMD Matias, Kevin Maguire era. And I just love the team with Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that era of the Justice League now. At the time, it was huge, you guys.
Love
Justice League was, Sandy will tell you, he was there. Justice League was
it.
on its deathbed. JLA Detroit did not rock people's world the way Derek Conway thought it was.
People were not vibing to the Justice League Detroit.
Nah. They needed a break. Vibe.
You're not going to throw Gypsy on your team? No.
Hey, I've not gone through my list yet, have I? Richard, you're up, Richard.
All right. Maybe I'll talk about some of my non-Trinity people. And you're looking at a team. I think Magic needs to be covered as a possibility. So I put Zatanna on my list.
Ditto.
Yeah, she's a strong character, a great character, and there's a lot of flexibility. Has a lot of history with the rest of the members on JLA. So that's why I picked her.
I have in my notes, I picked her because she earned it. That's my only note. Just don't wear that George Perez outfit.
Earned it in what way?
She was around. She was always kind of an also ran, always B-lister, always on the team and kind of there. And she'd be there, but then Phantom Stranger would come in and snap his fingers and everything would be fine. It's like, get out of the way, Phantom Stranger. Let's Zatanna say something backwards and save the day for once. We don't need you.
That too. It's always fun when when you see a word bubble that she's saying as a spell. You're trying to read it backwards and try to pronounce it. That's always fun.
Faux cuff. All right.
All right.
Did not pick Zatanna because you guys don't read DC very much. She's the leader of the Justice League Dark Team. So
I knew that.
Yeah. We know.
I did not put her in because of that. But so I'm going to go for Wahaha League myself. You got to have a Green Lantern.
Uh-oh.
But my team kicks Darkseid's butt. So you bring in the Hammer. Guy Gardner is my pick.
Guy One Punch Gardner.
Yep. You bring in Guy because he's just a meathead who can kick some butt. That's why I went with Guy Gardner.
Yeah, Guy. That's Guy's MO, isn't it? He's kind of a one-trick pony for at least most of his history. I picked Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern, but I could definitely see Guy. Guy has always been one of my favorite characters. It's just because he's pretty straightforward. You get what you get when you get Guy.
Totally.
And he helped popularize moon boots. Thanks, Guy. All right, Sandy, you're up. I'm waiting.
Let me finish out the premise of No Trinity.
Okay.
That was where I came to it from. And if you're going to do that, I think to fill the Batman role, you bring in Oracle.
That's what I'm saying. I knew you were going to throw us.
She's been a member. Yeah.
I know Suicide Squad Oracle. All right, tell me about this. Why are you? She was in the Suicide Squad, the John Ostrander run. That's where she came to prominence, right?
Well, I think I would argue that she came to most people's attention with Birds of Prey.
Well, yeah, Birds of Prey, sure. But tell me why JLA?
I think that you need the communications, you need the intelligence, you need the sometimes you need the Deus Ex Machina of who can just make something happen technologically, and you don't really have to explain it. And there's your magic user, Richard. Mm-hmm. It just happens to be done by technology instead of actual magic.
Right.
And depending on who else is on the team, if you do have a Black Canary, you have that relationship built in.
Oh, excellent. All right. I'm getting a little traditional with my next one. Hawkman. Because you need someone plugged into the outer space alien threats. And why not someone from Thanagar who can tell you something about, I don't know. I almost said the Chitauri, wrong universe.
You also need somebody with a nice, tight, crisp origin story.
Yes, clear continuity, easily referenced.
Exactly. Complicated.
I am a huge fan of the JLA animated series, both of them. I am in the process of watching the first one, so Hawkgirl is on my list because she's just a great character and so complex in that series. I think it's my pick.
And you can't beat someone walking around with a mace.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. All right. Is that your next pick, or is that just tagging on to mine?
That was kind of tagging onto yours.
Okay. What was your next?
My next one is, avoiding the Trinity still. Cyborg. I think Cyborg has proven to be, as Evan and I were talking about this just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to remember he was Teen Titans because he's been so prominent in other things now.
Doom
Patrol, right? Yeah. So he's a great character. Again, we were talking about technology. He's got that tech angle to him, and also kind of a complex character.
All right, Evan, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to go with one of these two because again, Darkseid's butt needs kicking, so you're bringing the guns. So I'm going to go with Captain Atom, another Wahaha guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to appeal to the new kids, you bring in Naomi.
Oh.
So those are my choices for the big power level, powerhouse, blow stuff up, added dimension to the Justice League.
Okay.
We are Charlton representing.
And
Yeah.
Naomi's an interesting pick. I wonder if people really have a lot of knowledge about her.
They're going to. She's got her show coming out soon.
Yeah. That's. I'm interested in seeing the show because I read the limited series. I'm really curious to see how they develop the character.
Okay, Sandy.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the one who's always bitching, and that's Green Arrow.
So you're going with classic Ollie bleeding.
Yeah, Ollie the rebel, the leftover hippie,
Gotcha.
Yep.
and
What-
just for exactly that reason.
So the reason is story tension. Some
Because
Yeah.
he's always the one who's telling everyone else they're wrong.
excellent.
Sometimes he's right.
I can go with that. Another obvious legacy choice. I can't believe no one said it yet. I guess I'll be the first one to throw it out there. Wonder Woman. There you go. Okay, someone at least. I think. Oh, it's both. Okay, so everybody but Sandy.
Got it.
Well, yeah, no, you guys started off by saying you were all going Trinity.
Trinity. Yep.
All right. She's the only Trinity I have on my list. So, again, someone with a really uncomplicated, clean timeline and history that won't confuse anyone.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if you want to clean things up, throw in Yara Flor instead. But you need a Wonder Woman. Nubia, I don't care. Throw someone in there.
Donna.
Yeah. Let's throw her. Let's stop throwing her. Let's just place her on the team. Richard, you're up.
Yeah, I've run out of alternates. I got to go with Batman. You know, had Superman, had Batman, had Wonder Woman.
Haven't had Batman. Sandy, you have Batman. Sandy.
Yeah.
No, remember, I didn't know Trinity.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Batman, he's kind of the counter to a lot of the other characters. He's very pragmatic and does things in a way that may not be for the benefit of the JLA, but for the benefit for people in general. And I think we need that kind of counterpoint to the Boy Scout that Superman is. You need that pragmatic guy standing back with alternate plans in case things go wrong. So Batman.
So Zod.
Has the voice. He got to talk like this.
The Godfather. So if you have Zod or someone show up, he's got a piece of kryptonite in his boot.
Of course he does.
Of course,
Of
always.
course he does.
All right.
I mean, that's the springboard of one of my favorite Justice League stories of all time, Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel. Oh, good stuff.
It's a great story for exactly
Great
that
story.
reason.
The two.
You got Richard, John. You know the story we're talking about.
No, I was gonna say the two on the bottom tier are like, yeah.
Evan, you want to do the summation?
Classic. Yeah. It's so Batman's got a way to defeat each of the Justice League members.
Oh, I do know. Yes, I do those.
And Ra's al Ghul gets a hold of it.
Oh.
And it uses it.
Oh, yeah, real smart there, Batman. That's like writing your password on a Post-it note.
But no, again, it goes to Batman's pragmatism. He knows if something happens and you need to stop the big Boy Scouts, you need to have a plan. You just don't, come up with it on the fly.
How did he get?
I'm going to invent Brother I.
How did he get hacked by Ra's al Ghul? Was his password Robin123? I mean, Lord.
Catwoman.
All right, where did we leave off? Who was you? Okay, Evan, you're up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's wearing a flat. Listening on the podcast.
Wally West, though. Wally West.
Okay, I'm down with Wally. Go ahead.
Barry has gotten to a point where he's so powerful now that they're using him as kind of the Flash of the multiverse, which I love. It's great. So, and Wally's got his family back, and they redeemed him from that awful story where he murdered all his friends.
Andy.
I didn't write it.
I know.
No, he didn't.
I'm going to blame you. You're here.
No. Yeah.
It was a great story, except for the premise.
And having Wally kill everyone. Like,
That's what I mean.
they keep beating these 90s characters senseless. It's just depressing. But yeah, I'm going Wally as the Flash. Plus he's kind of like Nightwing for Batman. Like he's got the heart and he's just a good guy. And I'm going with Wally.
I could definitely see Wally.
Throw a bone to the 90s kids.
And he's got those lottery winnings. So, hey. Does he still have the lottery winnings?
What?
John, when was the last time you read Flash? Well,
Oh.
I don't think you kids were born yet, but all right, Sandy, what's your last one?
Well, we've gone through my roster, but if we're getting into alternates or into further into the options, I'd go with Aquaman.
Oh, the leader of the Justice League Detroit.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the more powerful members of the DC universe that only sometimes gets recognized as such.
I had him on my list of alternates. The main reason he didn't make primary is if you're fighting some space villain or enemy, there's no ocean, around you. So
But there's no oxygen either.
Well, there's that too.
Of course, he did single-handedly beat the White Martians. We got to remember that.
Look at Evan pulling out the White Martians again.
They have similar brains to aquatic creatures, and so he shut them all down at once.
See, John and Richard, what you're missing here is that even if that were not true, and it is, Evan can make up any damn stuff he wants, and you'd believe him.
I thought he was making Ms. Martian. It was
I thought so too. It's like okay. All right.
My last pick is a bit of a wild card. Richard and I cheated a little bit and were chatting before this, and he was actually going to pick this same character, which surprised me. And then I thought about it for a second and it didn't surprise me. And that is Static. And the reason why is because I liked it when Firestorm was on the team in the 80s, and he was kind of like the junior member, and he needed some mentoring, and he was a bit of a hothead, and they need youth. They need someone like that. And I thought Static could fit the bill and young it up a bit.
Yep.
That's why I went with Naomi. Same reason.
I thought about Static for almost the exact same reasons. He's that character that doesn't know everything. So when you need something to be explained in the book, you could explain it to Static and get that plot point across. So yeah, I think he's a good pick.
His full name is Static Exposition Jones. So is that his name? All right. Well, hey.
And no one even mentioned the Atom.
No one mentioned the poor Atom. No one mentioned
Elongated Man.
Elongated Man.
Plastic Man.
Yeah.
He got a huge power boost recently.
We had a passing, glancing mention of Black Canary, but
right.
It's Black Canary is the Black Widow
right.
where she's going to be a pile of ash 10 seconds into the fight.
I have Power Girl as an optional.
Power Girl's good.
Power Girl's good.
Yeah, but I would argue Power Girl and Wonder Woman, you have two they're not exactly parallel counterparts of each other, but between Power Girl and Superman and Power Girl and Wonder Woman, Power Girl just feels like why.
Right,
yeah.
And that's why she was optional. It depended on the other choices.
All right, since I've got all you here, this is the team to ask this question to. Who were the worst JLA members of all time? Evan, you go first. Aztec, but that's a Grant Morrison creation. I don't think.
Yeah, so.
Why Aztec? Tell us why.
Another crisp backstory,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just kind of a mess of a character with power sets that aligned with other people, and no one cared.
Okay.
So when he went away, no one cared.
Yeah. Sad, really. Sandy, who's your worst?
I don't know. Pick anyone from Detroit except for Gypsy, who I think is a pretty decent character, actually.
I like Gypsy. I mean,
At least
and when they brought her back, I thought she was a little more interesting, actually.
Vibe made it on TV, at least.
All right.
Richard?
I'm going to go with, again, I'm middle of watching the JLA series again. The Question. I never really understood.
The Question was in the jail.
Yeah.
Everyone was in the JLA at some point.
In the cartoon.
Yeah, in the cartoon he was. Right. And he's one of those, why is the Question amongst the, all these, heavy hitters? He actually solved a problem, so he was a plot point, but I just don't see it being a long-term kind
of thing. In the books, he's in Checkmate. That's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have Rorschach without him, so.
Right. And, who's going Who's going to tell the JLA about Randy and objectivism and philosophies?
I don't know. I like the Montoya question.
Much better. Much
I
better.
don't know about better because you can't go away from Denny and Dennis's question.
Oh my God, that's that.
So
that
I'm not sure I can pick one or the other, but I do like the Montoya one.
They're both good.
O'Neill Cowan is up here. That's
Yeah.
untouchable.
It's like Wildcats. I like them both.
That's why when I hear the question was in the JLA, this character that was handled so well is running around fighting Darkseid? No.
Yeah.
No.
Not fighting Darkseid, definitely.
Gosh, who is my worst? Nort.
Oh, so you're going to the Justice League Antarctica.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like the great Avengers.
After last week of praising Nort, I'm going to have to say Nort. Or Elron. Elron was officially a member, wasn't he?
So was Snapper Carr. Let's not
Snapper
get
Carr. Maxwell Lord, rest in peace.
He'll be back again.
Of course.
Back
again.
alive in the books.
Maxwell
Totally
Lord's favorite song, Let's Twist Again. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Sandy, for joining us.
Yes, thank you
My
very
pleasure.
much.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to have you again soon, like it or not. But
When you do, can we do the any company roster of Super Team?
I think that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
We,
yeah.
Sandy, so you know, Amalgam and DC.
That was fun. I worked on that program. That was crazy.
Love it. JLA
Yeah.
Avengers, love it. Like, we talk about that stuff a lot. So
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about the Amalgam series if you
Sure.
you come back.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dark Claw.
Yeah, there's some great characters
Speed
out of
Demon.
that.
Lobo the Duck.
Yes.
Love all the duck.
Awesome. Well, thank you both very much. We're going to have you on again real soon.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Be a pleasure. Thanks. Bye, gang.
Wow. I have not read the Justice League for at least 25 years.
Yeah, I'm the Crib Note Justice League guy. I don't think I've read it, hardcore for that long either.
I'm glad we had those two here to keep us honest because you and I would have been like, DC, what? And by the way, thanks for letting that segue just lie fallow. It's the 25-year rule. I'm like, 25 years.
I'm sorry, I didn't even catch it.
They're not all gold,
No, they're not. Not even copper.
not even silver or bronze. All right, today's 25-year rule. We go back to 1996. This is, I think, the last week we're going to have a 25-year rule, right? We're going to take Christmas week off, maybe. We'll see.
Yep, I think so.
It is Over the Edge, number 9.
Not heard of this before.
Extreme, Richard. It's the 90s. Everything's extreme. Four Loco, Monster Energy drinks, snap into a Slim Jim. Over the Edge. This was a low-priced comic book, part of that whole initiative that Marvel tried in 1996 with 99-cent books. This one featured characters from the Marvel Edge portion of the Marvel Universe. Dark and gritty characters or magic-based characters like Daredevil, Doctor Strange, and this issue's feature Ghost Rider. Check out that cover. You would think Todd McFarlane was back at Marvel after 5 years at Image, but no. It was drawn by a gentleman named Robert E. Brown, or Reb, as he signed his covers. He did a lot of work for Marvel in 1996. A lot of covers like this. It looked like Todd was back. I am really confused why this book is still only $1.50 on eBay. Because we see people like Stephen Platt, who blatantly imitate Todd McFarlane, and his books are expensive. But for some reason, Robert E. Brown didn't catch on. I don't know whatever happened to Robert E. Brown. You would think he would have a longer career being a Todd clone, for lack of a better word. I mean, I hate to call it as I see it, but look at that cover. Jeez.
Yeah. Bad marketing. Is the gentleman still alive? There's a couple
Maybe
reasons why.
Went into video games, animation pays better. Who knows? But Over the Edge, number 9, an interesting end cap to the 25-year rule for 1996. Moving on to our underrated books of the week. Richard, what do you got?
Okay. I have been on, we were talking a little bit earlier about Gerhard, who is Started off as a background artist for Dave Sims for the Cerebus series, and later progressed to doing more and more art for the series. He inspired me to look at Cerebus as a potential for this, for the underrated books. And so I picked...
Because CGC announced a signing with Gerhard this week.
Right. I'm sorry. I did leave that part out.
Go for it.
And sadly enough, I don't have any sign-worthy books that Gerhard didn't start until in the 60s for Cerebus. I picked Cerebus 54, not to beat around the bush anymore, which is the first appearance of the Wolveroach.
Classic.
Yes, it's anybody who was reading this book at this time loved this character. The man who played Wolveroach, basically it's a ripoff of Wolverine.
A parody, a
parody. Okay, yes, a parody of Wolverine. And the guy who is Wolveroach is crazy. He does Wolverine to the 11, and it's a great character. It adds a little, he's a foil to the seriousness for Cerebus, and just interjects a little bit of chaos into Cerebus' life. Apparently, Dave Sims said he had a lot of legal trouble around.
It was fine for a one-off, but then he kept bringing him back. That was Marvel's issue.
I guess this character came back as Captain America. He did a Moon Knight parody. He did a Punisher parody.
It was Moonroach.
Yeah, he was all over the place. But apparently, the one that Marvel really took offense to was the Wolverine character. Now, Dave Sims says that Marvel countered his Wolveroach with the Spider-Ham character to kind of give him kind of a warning. Well, if you can do that kind of parody thing, then we can do it too. And I guess eventually they came to an agreement, and there was no lawsuit actually was filed. But it's an interesting piece of history. I like the character. I think, like I said, he is a really important part of, Cerebus is they call it a 6,000 page epic, and it's divided into chapters. And one of the early chapters focuses around Cerebus as a barbarian, and he's a little less as well-rounded as he is in some of the later chapters. And this is a part of this, and it's a great book because of that, because you get that kind of rough around the edges Cerebus in these earlier books. I looked at CGC. There's only one 9.8 on the census. This book you can buy for $10 on eBay raw all day long. On GPA, there is that 9.8 isn't even listed. There's a 9.6 that's sold for $100. So it's not an expensive book, but I think if you enjoy Cerebus as a character, which is a complex thing to do, because Dave Sims as a individual has done things that affect his legacy with Cerebus, the comic, his art.
Problematic. You might want to Google him.
Yeah, you might want to Google him. So if you can look past that and look at these earlier books, because they are free of a lot of the machinations that he goes through in some of the later part of the series, where he talks about religion and politics and things like this. This is just pure fun, these earlier books. So take a look at 54, 55, and 56. Are all have Wolveroach in them, and I think they're a good pickup.
Yeah, this was a part of Cerebus where if there was something trendy or buzzy happening in the comics industry, he jumped on it to parody it. And at this point, the Wolverine miniseries had just come out by Frank Miller and Chris Claremont. So Wolveroach was a dead-on parody of that. Later on, the Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight comes out and is also buzzy. So Moonroach parodies that. He even imitates Bill Sienkiewicz's early art at Neil Adams style. So yeah, it was good stuff back then. Shame what happened. But hey, my underrated book of the week is The Monkees, #1. With the passing of Michael Nesmith a couple weeks ago, I wanted to share this one with you guys. It's sad. I did work with them very closely over my career. Mike was everything you would want him to be. He was very complex. He was very brilliant. And, this book is special to me. I got another copy of it when I was in San Diego with Richard. I think I shared it on on the episode a few weeks ago. This was published in the mid 60s when the Monkees were just conquering the charts. They had 3 #1 albums in a row. They were just basically unstoppable. Published by Dell Comics with art by Jose Delbo, who you probably know now as the guy who was selling Wonder Woman art as an NFT for more than $1 million before DC said, "Stop that, Jose Delbo." Mid-grade copies of Monkees #1 are now selling on eBay from $75 to $150. So we've seen a bump since Nez passed. A CGC 9.8 last sold in 2010 for $717, which is meaningless. That was 11 years ago. A more recent sale was for a 9.0 in April for $400. I would love to have this book at a 9.8. There's got to be file copies. There's a lot of Dell file copies around out there, so I imagine there's one around there for me to have it. I just have not gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, I know you've been a huge Monkey fan for years. I am surprised that someone hasn't come across a 9.8 and offered it to you, even if you haven't gone out to find it yourself. Yeah,
I always wanted to get stuff signed, but I don't have any witnesses to get it slabbed. I mean, I could take cell phone pictures like, here, I'm right next to the guy. Does this count? But, what are you going to do? All right. That is going to wrap it up for this week. We might be back next Monday, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Monday show. Yeah.
I can tell you guys we're going to skip the bonus episode this week because it's Christmas Eve and we want to spend time with our family, so don't look for that. If you want to make sure that you catch us when we go live on Monday, hit the notification bell, hit like on this video, subscribe. You'll always be in the loop. Follow us at Facebook and Instagram on Bronze and Modern Gods, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, John. Everybody stay safe.